Welcome to Live from the Closet. We have a very special episode today. We have our very, very, very first actual guest. Welcome.
Yay!
So, as a reminder, I am Tam, and this is my guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm B.
Awesome. And B's in town visiting, so I was like, hey, I can actually have a guest in town. Like, I know I could, like, have guests that, like, I could record with over Skype and stuff, but I think that's out of the spirit of, like, Live in the Closet. Or
Like,
at least...
I'm literally a guest from out of state.
See, like, also today, we are not in the closet, as you can probably tell from, like, the little sound you can hear that's a little extra. That's just because our stool finally broke, so there's no more stool that we can put in the closet and have people in the closet. So I need to make a special guest trip to Target and get, like, a cheap-ass stool or something.
It will happen, and there's no way it could have happened yesterday because of all the snow anyway, so...
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, I just needed to, like, go pick up more stuff. Also, it's really early in the morning for me. I just woke up, and, I mean, B just woke up too, but, like, I don't function in the mornings. But we totally forgot to record for this last night, so this is us procrastinating.
Yay!
Yay. So you are in from town, and there was some terrible snow and shit last night when you were on your way. And how's the weather? Let's talk about the weather.
Okay, so now it's fine. I live in northern Massachusetts right now. So the snow, as I've been going down on this road trip, has been annoying, but it's the type of thing where I'm like, well, when you live in New England, the snow is terrible. So driving in was only bad because of all the traffic. The snow itself was and it was mushy snow, so it melted easy. It didn't start hailing or, like, frozen rain.
Yeah, I mean, it was like 35 degrees, which is, like, just above freezing for anybody who is wondering. So, like, what is that in Celsius, 1 or 2 degrees?
Yeah, it's like,
yeah,
it's less than 2. It's like,
yeah,
1 point, I don't know.
1.
You're supposed to know how to do the calculations.
I kind of know, like, the general guide. So, like, I know 30 is really, really hot, so that's, like, 90-something. 1, obviously, is, well, 0 is freezing. So there you go. That's all you need.
Wow, science.
Yeah, science, I mean, I guess.
I mean, technically,
it's
literally, I could have taken a weather course. It was called, like, rain something and something, and I was like, I could take this, or I could not take this.
I was always really bad at, like, the weather units in school. I don't know. I just, like, you had to memorize, like, the phases of the moon and the different clouds and the... Yeah,
well,
I don't know.
The clouds, I never had to learn moon phases.
Yeah, we had to learn moon phases and, like, the like, different pressure systems, and it was terrible, and I hated it.
And this is why you were a science major at the end of the day.
Yeah, no, totally majored in science.
Yes.
Didn't major in tongue
Anything.
stuff.
No.
That's tongue stuff. That's what I majored in.
Tamara and I went to Pitt together, and we both left Pitt.
Yeah, we both left Pitt. I mean, like, eventually I'll probably go back just to finish stuff out, but yeah, for now, left Pitt.
Most of my friends left Pitt.
Yeah.
Like, it was...
I don't know. It wasn't a bad school. It's just that, like, I got personally overwhelmed, which is okay.
I would argue it's a bad school, but...
Really? I mean, I don't know. You've actually been to other schools, and I have no experience with other schools.
I mean, some people, it was good for some people. It was bad for a lot of people. It was really bad for people who were out of state. Students who were out of state had no support, and with the exception of, like, one friend, everyone who I know was out of state, like, regretted it. So, from that context...
Yeah, like, as far as a state school goes, I think it was the best choice for me. Mm-hmm. But, like, obviously, I had some stuff that I needed to work out. And that is why I'm not in school. So, if you're in school and you're feeling like you might need a break, it is okay to do that. Just... Don't do what I did and prolong it and like be unsure about it, like enroll for courses and then immediate withdrawal like every semester. Don't do that.
And if you're in school and you hate it and you get kicked out of school because you're failing school, that's okay.
That is okay.
It happens.
Yeah. Oh, we have sirens. They're coming for me.
Of course
because
they are.
I broke the law.
You broke a lot of laws.
I'm illegal.
You spoke of things that are illegal and...
Like, not going to college.
Yes. Not going to college, getting kicked out of college, being an undergrad for a million years.
Ugh, I hate this. I hate school. Anyway, let's go to the open song.
Welcome to Live from the Closet, a slice of life comedy podcast by and for LGBT young adults.
So going back to what we were talking about, we met at Pitt, and we lived 3 floors apart on our freshman year, which is how we were like super buddies.
Yeah.
And you would show up at my room every day.
Yeah, no, because when you're in college and when you have freedom for the first time, it's like, oh, I'm going to go to things. And we found out that, 1, we went to the same school. 2, we lived in the same, dorm. 3, we lived literally, 3 floors. So she lived 3 floors up, and I would just walk up the stairs. And so as, various fun things happened, it would be like, oh my God, I have to tell Tamara, and
you would just run upstairs.
Just run upstairs. So, which was good because that at least, I think you are probably the only person from freshman year of college that I actively have maintained any sort of relationship with because
I'm so special.
Yeah, no. So no, and I think that wouldn't have been able to happen if we didn't literally live in the same building. So it was nice, and it was nice to have a friend who was into the same internet things that I was into at that time.
At that time, yes. It's a little embarrassing looking back, but at that time, it was fun.
Yeah.
And we had great times. And, so it's amazing we actually managed to keep contact because, again, I don't really talk to many people from, my freshman year. So,
Yeah, no, and there are people that I'm, Facebook friends with from Pitt, and I'll just kind of see them, and I'm like, okay. I think for a while, I was Facebook friends with, my first RA, and I have no reason to ever speak to her about anything. No, I think it was the combination of us both being on Tumblr, and then us having at least, even when we disagreed, it wasn't like my roommate from sophomore year, I had a fight with her. I had a really bad fight with her, while we were still living together. Ooh. about all sorts of political related things.
Oh,
so
dear.
it was really bad because we lived together. So then after we left, she unfriended me on Facebook, and I was all right, cool.
That's fair, I guess.
So, there was no reason for us to do that, because even if there were disagreements, it was okay, this is not, the type of disagreement that's I literally can't talk to you.
Yeah.
So.
No, anything we had was just it wasn't really serious. So, hey, friends can happen sometimes.
That's the conclusion. Friends
I'm tired. Friends can happen sometimes.
Wow.
And sometimes they show up on your doorstep and you have to share your home with them again.
Wow. I am insulted and betrayed.
Hey, at least you didn't steal the blankets.
This is true. I didn't steal the blankets. I didn't talk in my sleep tonight. Unless I did and you didn't tell me I talked in my sleep.
No, you didn't talk in your sleep. You snored a little bit, but I don't have a problem with
that one is fine.
Yeah.
I talked in my sleep.
I'm pretty sure I snore sometimes too.
I didn't hear you. I was
You were out.
I was out. I was so when you listen, okay, I've been on this road trip since Monday, and with the exception of Tuesday when I was snowed in, I've been driving 4 to 5 hours a day. So when you drive 4 to 5 hours a day for several days in a row, you get exhausted. So like I'm going to have to drive like 5.5 hours tonight.
Yeah.
So
Yay.
I like driving. I
love driving too.
I love driving, and I can like, that's the only time my mind will be like, let's not think about,
right?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Like especially when I have something to concentrate on, like music or something. But sometimes music gets boring, and I turn on a podcast or something. Hey, if you're driving, listen to Life from the Closet.
Wow.
I can advertise my own podcast on my own podcast. That's how good marketing is.
Yes, because that's how people will find out about this podcast. By listening to the podcast.
Also listen to Ladies of Darkness. We're recording later today for that. And we're going to do so many good demon things.
Okay, see, that was a better advertisement.
Yeah.
That was a cross advertisement.
Yeah, exactly. So,
I'm proud of you. That was really good and really reasonable.
Thank you. I do my best. I'm not a copywriter. I only read what I am given.
Oh my God.
Some of the copies I get are so bad, though. Like, the other day, I got, like, one for a jewelry store. And they were like, crafts? Yes, we have them. And I was like, what? They were like, crafts? Yes, we have them. And here's a list of how many crafts we have. We have beads. We have
what
things. We have like these special craft things.
That almost sounds like a shit post.
Yeah.
Crafts?
Yes.
Beads?
Yeah.
Beads?
Beads? Yes. Beads? More beads? Yes. Special fancy beads? Yes. Special stone that is polished? Yes.
It's the same reaction image over and over again, just tilted in different ways, and the blurry and the everything. That's what the entire post is.
I mean, I also had one that was for a strip club, and they wanted a Catwoman impression, like 50s Catwoman.
For their strip club?
For their strip club.
Okay.
And they wanted me to say purr a lot. It was like for a special where you bring your truck and you get a discount on the stripping.
What?
So it was like you can make your truck purr and make me purr.
That's kind of amazing, though. That's
bad. It was really bad.
But
some of the stuff I have to read, man.
you can make your truck purr and me purr.
I don't know, maybe it wasn't me. It was like, I'll make you purr and you make your truck purr. Yeah,
yeah,
no, that's a little better. But a little. For a strip club, that's not as bad.
This is true. I love strip club advertisements. No, just driving. So when you're driving, you see like exit 44, meet some ladies, and I'm like, alright. And then
all right,
a mile down, it's just like, Jesus is the only way. Find out the truth.
Oh my God.
Like one company.
Yeah.
They have so many billboards no matter where they went. And I'm just like, okay.
Oh my God. There's one on the way leaving Pittsburgh. It's my favorite. And it's not exactly a billboard. It's just like a really big sign on a church. And it just says, Jesus is alive. And every time I see it, I'm just like, holy shit.
It's almost ominous. When I was driving, I saw a bunch of, when I was in Philly.
The only other city in Pennsylvania.
I passed this church, and this is Lent season right now for Christians. I think Catholic people celebrate Lent. I'm not. Okay. Yeah. And they, have their things for Lent, and then they're like, their website is best Lent ever. And I tell my older sister this, and she's like, that's the opposite of the spirit of Lent.
Yeah.
Lent's not supposed to be like a fun celebration.
No.
Like, I was just like,
let's suffer and be happy about it. Yay.
Best Lent ever. I'm like, I hope you can make your Lent the best Lent ever. The church I go to does Lent, but because I only have to go to the church, I'm like, I'm just gonna not do that, because I've never done Lent in my life. And I'm like, you know what? Is this the year to start? No, it's not. But
I remember Chell saying that, like, this was the first year that they saw, like, people wearing the ash crosses because, like...
Because of Ash Wednesday.
Yeah, like, because students don't really do that, and, like, place Chell used to work didn't do that at all. So it was, like, kind of like a shock, just like, oh, wow, okay. So you have a very important thing. You have a conspiracy about PBS.
Okay, I have lots of PBS conspiracies. First off, I have lots of PBS.
You have lots of thoughts and opinions about PBS. And that's
But,
why I love you.
So
Let me just bring up your post about it. Because I saved it.
When I was living, so I grew up in a house where there was only 1 year in our life where we had cable, and I have a lot of younger siblings. So for every single point in time in my life, somebody is watching PBS, okay? There's just some reason for someone to be watching PBS. So me and my siblings, you know, like, we know a lot about PBS Kids shows. We know a lot, you know, like, it's the type of things where we were having a family Bible study and my mom referenced DW, and she was trying to reference, like, a specific Arthur scene. We're like, oh, that was the episode where their vacation was terrible, and that's the episode where, like... You know, and my dad's just like, what's happening? As we're all devolving into Arthur talk. But when I think it was my winter break last year, I was home, and there's this show called Wild Kratts, which is from the Kratts brothers who did Kratts Creatures and Zaboomafoo.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So they currently have an animated show because they're in their late 40s, early 50s, and they can't
they're
really...
not photogenic anymore.
Yeah, so they can't quite do a lot of the action things. So it's like it's a cartoon show, and so it's them, and then there are these three characters, Aviva, Koki, and Jimmy, and so Aviva designs the power suits. Koki does all of the, like, computer stuff. I'm not really sure what Jimmy does. He helps out and he eats pizza, and he's like the comic relief.
Oh, okay.
And everyone just
that's an important job. Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah. So, but we're watching. In general, we watch the show and we're like, wow, Aviva and Koki are kind of gay. But then we're watching the Christmas episode, and it was like non-stop. I actually made a photo set from an earlier episode where they're talking about honey badgers, and Aviva's like, let's reprogram those power suits, and Koki says, I'm with you, honey, and they look at each other and laugh and run off screen.
Okay, wait, Aviva and Koki, are they kids?
No, they're adults.
Okay.
They're all adults. Like...
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm not used to, like, a kid show, like, having, like, adults as, like, some main characters.
Yeah, no, all of the mains are adults. They sometimes have kids show up, but no, they're all adults.
Okay.
So, like, there's an episode where Aviva is trying to learn a mating dance so she can show it to Koki.
Oh. All right.
No, she's trying to, like, this bird is doing a mating dance. She wants to learn it. She wants to show it to Koki. This is the stuff this show does, okay? So we're already like, this is right.
Yeah, that's pretty gay.
That's pretty gay.
On a scale of 1 to gay, that's gay.
That's gay. And then the holiday episode, we watched the holiday episode, and it was, like, non-stop, and, like, there's a scene where Aviva's like, Koki, you have to leave, I'm trying to get your Christmas present ready, you should wear my power suit, and, like, slips the power suit over her head, and the looks they give each other are gay.
Yeah, it sounds gay.
They're frequently right next to each other in scenes, and, like, they don't have that dynamic with Jimmy. It's just the two of them. So that's why that's gay. The other thing is, there's a show called The Cat in the Hat, knows a lot about that, and which is, you know, just based on The Cat in the Hat. And in the books, the two characters are siblings, right? And so in this, they had the two characters be neighbors. And whenever the cat shows up, you know, he's like, your mother would not mind if you go. And so one of the kids goes and says, hey, Mom, can we do this? And Mom's like, sure, okay. So sometimes they ask their mother separately. Sometimes sometimes they both ask the mother together. And we're like, okay. You know, they live next door, they share a backyard, maybe they're gay. But then you find out that a lot of times, because why is one parent giving both explicit permission? Like, do you let your neighbor's kid go out and do weird adventure things with the cat in the hat? No, you don't.
No.
But two, it's like, oh, we're gonna go to this forest thing. And the mother's like, okay, here, take your jackets. And we'll throw out 2 pairs of jackets. And it's just like, okay, listen. You normally do not carry around, like, even if you're really close.
Yeah,
like,
no.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
And there's no mention of any fathers. You see the mothers, but there aren't any, like, family pictures with the dads. Like,
lesbian confirmed.
Lesbians confirmed. So.
It's like a fucking creepy. Lesbians confirmed.
It is, but I arbitrarily decided that Emily from Thomas the Tank Engine is a lesbian, but she also is. When I said Emily, my brother thought I was talking about Emily Elizabeth, and I was like, I wasn't talking about Emily Elizabeth.
No.
And then my brother is like,
no,
Jetta's the lesbian. I was like, how did you decide this?
Okay.
And now we veered into a completely different direction, but that's okay.
I love just arbitrarily, nope, they're a lesbian. There we go.
There we go.
Confirmed.
Oh, I forgot. I'm an ace lesbian. I forgot to even say.
Yeah, well, I don't ask everyone to disclose if they're not comfortable or whatever.
I don't care.
Yeah, but yeah, hey, there's your credentials.
My credentials. I'm an ace lesbian. I have younger siblings. I still watch PBS Kid shows on an active basis. Everyone should watch Odd Squad. It's really great.
Oh, I think you made me watch that one before, actually.
I love it so much.
I love your obsession with kid shows. It's adorable.
There's this show, Postcards from Buster. I hate Postcards from Buster. Disclaimer. I hate Postcards from Buster. But it was the first show I ever saw that had gay people on it, and they never used the word. And so Postcards from Buster got in huge trouble. But so basically the premise of the show is Buster is traveling around the country with his dad and with the singing group and I hate them. Anyways, he's traveling around the country and meeting different kids, and he goes to Massachusetts and he meets a kid who has 2 moms. And it's like, oh, he has 2 moms, and some of his friends have a mom and dad, and some of his friends, have 2 dads. And Buster's like, I have a mom and I have a dad, but they're separated, and just talking about, like, there are all sorts of different families. And, so I watched that episode and I was like, oh, cool. Because it was very much like some kids have 2 moms and that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it caused, like, that episode was pulled.
Oh,
and
what the hell?
No, I mean, there was literally, like, a lawsuit.
What?
Surrounding it.
What?
Like, this was 2004, maybe. This was,
okay.
Yeah, context. That's
Okay.
Like, but I mean, it was the first show I saw as a kid. Like, I had to have been, 11.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, yes, this is how you.
Yeah.
This is why I'm a lesbian today.
Because of Buster.
Yeah, no. And I mean, people, they always find reasons to be mad at children's show. Like, there was the entire thing with Tinky Winky and Teletubbies. And, Tinky Winky's gay because he's purple and has a purse.
Mm-hmm. I can't believe he's fucking 10 foot tall. I saw it posted. It just
horrifying.
ruined my life.
It's
and
horrifying.
One of these days I'm going to fall asleep and I'm just going to dream of Tinky Winky looming over me. Like, ugh.
Is it the new Tinky Winky or the old one? Because they rebooted.
Yeah, no, probably the old one because that's the one I know. Because I used to watch Teletubbies when I was too old for it.
Same! Me and my siblings got footy pajamas.
Oh my god, I loved it. I loved it. And the Nunu was my favorite character.
Yes. We had thought that Booba would be as good as Teletubbies.
No.
And then Booba was
Oh no.
bad.
Talk about nightmare fuel.
Oh god, yeah.
I will have nightmares about Boobas. Ugh.
And so that's I don't know what the theory behind. I will actually, new goal, look up what the theory behind Booba was. Because it was a very short-lived show, and I just don't...
For good reason.
I don't know why. Yeah.
So I think that's going to be it for us today. And thank you for coming on and talking about children's shows. That's, like, honestly, I knew you were going to talk about children's shows, and I was very excited about it.
I was like, tomorrow, I was like, what are we going to talk about? I was like, are you talking about the PBS Kids thing?
The PBS Kids lesbian conspiracy.
There's other discourse we could have brought up, but I think that is the most me discourse of all discourse.
But yeah, thank you for coming on and talking with me.
Thank you for having me.
Yay. All right, so we're going to go wake up and be actual people. Thank you for joining us on The Closet. We are on Twitter at Closet Podcast. We are on Tumblr at Closet Podcast. And reminder that we have moved. We are no longer on SoundCloud. So make sure you're subscribed, because otherwise you're going to miss out on all this great PBS Kids content. This episode has been brought to you by viewers like you. Thank you very much, and join us next time in The Closet.